He Okay, turn it in front of you. Okay, so how I feel about the situation, I'm just feeling about the situation anyway. What's the man called that? He was just George Floyd and the man that was running. He was what's his yeah, well, him and the other, all them all together, I feel like that's just wrong. That's hatred. I mean, that it been a long time ago. Racism had ended, and now they bringing it back up. I don't like it, but it's life. You got to deal with it. But some of this stuff got to end because it's wrong. Because we just people as them. I mean, we ain't doing nothing wrong. They the same Caucasian do worse than black folks. I'm gonna just keep it like that. But we still should, have respect for each other. We should treat each other like we always, as people. But some people don't have feelings like they don't have like hard feelings for nobody. They only got to care about themselves. But I'm just saying is, you should treat people the same way if you want to be treated, like I said. And I feel like the situation is wrong. We they is right to protest. They is right to protest. That's what we need to do. We need to get justice for all the people that the Caucasian had killed. I mean, Caucasian had killed the black folks, whatever. But I'm just saying we should get justice. They doing the right thing to protest, but I don't get the point y'all breaking in stuff. I don't like that because people still starting their businesses and trying to grow. I mean, y'all ruin their stuff, but it's okay because they're gonna get back up. That's all I gotta say.
For um or whatnot. Um, I really think that that's very sentimental. I think that it's very sentimental and okay, I'm sorry, I can't see. I'm sorry, you guys. We having a little technical difficulties. Looks like my screen stopped sharing. Uh-oh. Okay, so I cannot find where, but we're just gonna go ahead and go on. I can't find actually the screen, but what I want to say is that we're all hearing their hurt and pain. We're all hearing how they're feeling, um, and it's a very hurting thing. So my thing is, you all said that it's wrong. We all bleed the same. We all bleed the same color. We all come from the same place. We're not harming anybody, and really, to be honest, if whether it's a African American person or whether it's a Caucasian or Hispanic or Indian or Italian person, it doesn't matter. Do you think it's right to pay evil for evil? Do you think it's right to pay evil for evil? Anybody want to clarify on that? So the young ladies are saying no, that it's not right to pay evil for evil. So you know, it's a very sentimental, it's a very sentimental topic, and so yeah, it's a very sentimental topic, and so what are some things that we can do better? Anybody want to? What are some positive things? I know had said that Asia had said something about um, how we can where it's not right. Asia had said it's not right for them to abandon businesses. Um, we seen some people where they were stealing shoes and stealing clothes, and I even seen some that was actually yelling in some of the cops' face, and they didn't have anything to do with that. What are some things? How can you change a negative into a positive? Is what I'm trying to say. Would you like to answer that, Noelle? You can go ahead.
Well, I feel like for start offs, I feel like that we should change a negative to a positive is by the racism cops by not try to be so racist. Like what I mean by that is like stop beating on us because of our skin color and because we're not fighting them at all. So I feel like they if they change that, then I feel like that would be so much better in the world and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay. Anybody else want to elaborate how you can change the positive into a negative? Tighten it up. Get supposed to sit straight up. So we're talking about how to change a positive into a negative.
Um,
How can you, as you said earlier, you said that we need to protest and continue to protest until you stop. So what positive way can you continue to
I
protest?
feel like if you protest, like instead of like Asia said, starting riots and stuff and messing up the city, it's not like they can't build the city back up. But if we're doing a peaceful protest, so we could be heard, I feel like we could turn that into a positive instead of a negative, instead of messing up our city, because we still live there. We still have to live there and go places. And if we're messing it up, we cannot like go shop for some food and stuff like that. So I feel like if we do stick with the peaceful protesters, stick to our word, I feel like we can still be heard. Cause I feel like the cops are gonna get tired of it and trying to make a change.
Okay, thank you, Nas. Anybody else?
You know what? I'm gonna say something.
Asia.
Yeah, like what you just said. Yeah, you could protest without ruining you. You don't have to ruin nobody's business. Like I said, we still have to get groceries, items that we need to live for. I noticed that they had closed all the Walmarts up, and that's sad because people still have to provide for their family. So instead of messing up stuff and stealing stuff, you could just go to the store and get it. I mean, like it's not that hard, but and instead of breaking into stuff like and breaking into stuff, you could just go get it. I mean, like you ain't gotta steal. I mean, just taking stuff. I know it's like, but like protest. Y'all just need to have a peaceful protest because y'all just messing up people's stuff and they just work hard to earn it. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Asia. Nas. Thank you, Asia, Nas, and Noel for and let us guys that's watching, or everyone, young, men and women that is watching, let us know if you can hear us, because we was having some technical difficulties with our equipment. But thank you, Asia, Nas, Noel, and Micaiah, for telling your positive and negative thoughts about the George Floyd, and not just a George Floyd case, but other cases. And so, they just told us how they want to change a negative into a positive, that they want to do something positive to help the community and environment. They want to protest peacefully, want to be a helping hand to other people. So, my next question, so we got the hard part out the way, and I know it's been painful and hurtful for someone. So, what are some ways where not only protesting, but let me ask this question. Let me ask this question before we go on to another subject. What are some other things that we can do, or it's not about the adults tonight, y'all. I'm sorry, it's it's about the teenagers. What are some other things that you guys can do to help the environment and society, besides uh, protesting peacefully? Are there any other areas in the environment? Are there any other resources or avenues that you can do to help make a better change in the environment? Can anybody think of anything. You want me to pass Asia?
Um, to help, to help the community out, you could just, help to feed the homeless, um, what, help the shelter, give, stuff to the shelter, feeding them and clothing them, people business out, so you can just help them rebuild their business, donations, they'll probably need donations to, for money, just stuff they need, like what they need. That's what I'm just like. That's a positive thing that you could do for somebody that's, that stuff that had they messed up and whatnot. That's what you can do. You can have a donation or help them rebuild their business, or helping the homeless, putting shoes, clothes on their body, putting food in their stomach. That's a positive thing that you could do for, the community. That's a positive thing you could do for the community.
Okay. Anybody else?
Can you repeat the question so I can know what I'm saying?
What are some other resources or other things that you can do to help the community besides protesting? How can you help the people, or how can you help the community?
Okay. So I feel like instead of protesting and other than protesting, we can like reach out on social media and get it bigger. If I'm saying the question. Okay. I feel like we could go on social media, make it bigger, like get other celebrities to contribute and like reach it out some, because like fundraiser for like George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, all them people who died by police brutality. I feel like if celebrities do it, it'll become bigger, and like it's gonna go somewhere. And I feel like we're just gonna be heard.
Can you see a change in, ever since, not only the violence that's been going on, but have you seen a change since we've been home in a pandemic with the celebrities and just people around the nations coming together?
Yes, I definitely seen a change. Like ever since I feel like George Floyd death really pushed and put everybody out there, made everybody as a world come together. Not only just us blacks, like other races, Caucasian, Mexicans, like all of that. I feel like we all came together as one to be heard. So yeah, I feel like this was a real good.
Thank you. Thank you, Nas and Asia.
You're welcome.
All right, so now let's talk about their life. Let's talk about their future and where they're going. Thank you all for expressing your feelings, Makai, Asia, and Nas. Thank you for expressing your feelings about the violence in the community, the rioting, the senseless deaths. Thank you for telling your heartfelt, positive, and negative thoughts. And so I think that you guys definitely have a great head on your shoulders of how you're going to help the community, help the people, and help the environment. So now let's talk about where you see you all's future. Let's talk about education. Where you see yourself going. What is it that you want to do in life? Who wants to go first? Makaya.
Okay, so I see myself going to college, and I always wanted to be an actress. But then I found out that I could play basketball really well, so I might become a basketball player. And yeah.
Okay. Noelle.
So like Micaiah said, I see myself as going to college because I also want to be a lawyer and help cases like cases for Black people like that need help. But I also want to be an activist that who can speak and stuff like that for like problems going around like this.
Awesome. Asia.
Okay. I see myself going to college. I might major in technology engineering or nursing. Yeah. Like I said, I might see myself in college. I might major in technology engineering or nursing. I'm still young, so I still don't know what I want to do yet. But them the two I have in mind.
Thank you. I see myself making new technology and starting a business.
Awesome. Okay. So we all heard what these young ladies want to do in life. What are some of the next question? What are some of the peer pressures and things that you guys have seen? Can you, each of you give me an example of peer pressure, violence? I'm sorry, we have to go back to violence, suicide, but I know as teenagers, you guys see a lot. So, how? Give me an example of what you have experienced or what you have encountered, and give me an experience of how do you cope with it. We're going to start with Micaiah.
So I feel like the peer pressure is on violence. It's like hanging around bad people that do drugs and everything, and pressuring you to do things that are violent and everything in school. Like this. Okay, so I feel like they're like by violence and everything hurting your body, they're gonna peer pressure you to do drugs and hang around bad people that get into gang violence and everything. And
Have
that's
you ever
all.
experienced an encounter, and how did you cope with it? Have you ever experienced anything in school or out of school?
No,
Okay.
not so far.
Not so far. Okay. Noelle?
Um, well, yeah, like basically what Makai said, they're going to pressure you to do certain things that you shouldn't want to do. And like there's going to be a whole lot of no's and stuff like that throughout your future and stuff like that. So basically, and there's going to be a whole lot of people that who's going to be hating on you, going like doubt you of like the stuff that you going to know that basically, yeah.
Okay.
This is something that I had experienced my first year in high school, freshman year. It was the first thing I experienced. I was on the cheer team and whatnot. Like, was we in school in like March? I'm gonna say March. March, I had had an altercation with somebody, and then I was on the cheer team, got kicked off because I ain't touch nobody, I ain't fight, I just had got 4 days because it was like a no zone that you couldn't fight at, basically. But I ain't got it, I ain't fight, none of that. I ain't hit the girl, none of that. We were just arguing back and forth, And the main reason I didn't like that because we had walked away from the situation. She had came back to us. And the principal was like, won't you go the other way? Mind you, she came back to us. So we was being the bigger person. And I got 4 days out of school. And, that came. I had got kicked off the cheer team after what happened. And that's something I experienced because, that was wrong anyway. I didn't do nothing. And we were just arguing back and forth. Yes, we was making a big, altercation. People was around us and whatnot, but we didn't do nothing. So that's my first year, experience in high school. Like, if it's your first year, in high school, I just pick your friends wisely, for real.
Thank you, Asia.
Mhm.
Well, I've been peer pressure before when somebody told me to do drugs with them, and I said no, no to drugs. I said no to them, and yeah, I walked away. Peer pressure, but it felt good to say no.
It feels good to say no.
Yeah, but yeah.
Was it kind of difficult at the time when you were encountering it?
Yeah, it was difficult, but then again, I was just like, I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to feel like I'm forcing myself doing something I don't want to do. So yeah.
Awesome. Good
Yeah.
answer. Okay. So
I never experienced nothing like that.
So we're gonna go back to Micaiah. I know she said she haven't experienced anything. Can you think of a time where someone was being bullied? And then I'm gonna ask you guys, how do y'all cope with what y'all had went through? But Micaiah, have you ever been bullied or been around anybody that's been bullied?
I haven't been bullied, but I have been around somebody that has been bullied, and I don't like when people get bullied, so I try to stand up for themselves because they're scared to stand up for themselves, and nobody else wants to help that specific person. So I try to help them and tell them to back off and start messing with them because that's not right and everything like that, and karma's gonna come back to them one day. So
Okay, thank
yeah.
you for that. I'm not sure, Noelle, if you said that you experienced any peer pressure, and if you haven't, have you ever been around somebody that's been bullied, or
Well,
have you been?
well, I've been bullied, and I have been around somebody who's been bullied. But yeah, I've been bullied for half of my grade time.
How
But
did you deal with that?
basically, in kindergarten, I saw my sister, and basically in the other grades, I just didn't mind them because, like, at the end of the day, it's like half their experience, half of their day just focused on me. So yeah, and the person who has been bullied, I have helped them with it and stuff like that, and I have fixed their problems or whatever. Told the bully to back off of them because like what they're doing to them wasn't right, and they don't know what they go on behind closed with their life, what's going on behind their life behind closed doors and stuff like that.
Thank you. So, Adrian, how did you cope with
Bullies.
bullies or peer pressure and everything in high school?
I haven't been peer pressure yet. I know I will, but no. Bully. I was bullied in elementary school because I was a little chubby little girl, whatever. But it's okay, cause when I'm in middle school, I was in middle school with it. Period. But yes, I had been bullied. I had took up for myself. I said I was tired of it. People was making fun of me how I was like chubby, fat, and I was like, well, I'm tired of it. I'm finna stick up for myself. So in third grade, this boy was trying to bully me, and I stand up for myself. And I guess he felt some type of way how I was, telling him off. And I was like, I told the principal had told me to the office. I was like, I was tired of, being bullied. So I just took it as that. Then I did experience somebody, being bullied and whatnot. I had, I've been through bully, so, being bullied. So I just, took up for him. That was a dude, him. He was just, being himself, how boys like to be nerds and whatnot. I'm like, yeah. So I guess this guy had, boy had came up to him, and this is in high school, and I was bullying in elementary school. So in high school, he doing this, he was just running and whatnot. And the dude was like, well, he was just really making fun of the dude. He took the basketball from him, and I went up to the dude, and I was like, me and my best friend had went up to the dude and said, I'm gonna need you to give his basketball back. You just snatch out the boy's hand like that. Now that's disrespectful. We don't do that around here. But everybody know me at my school, and they know I don't play that. So that's all I gotta say. I don't like bullies, and like this generation, we don't really bully like that. We might say something mean and something that we don't want to say, but our generation really would get over it like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I ain't never experienced. I haven't experienced bullying yet, and I don't think I will because, yeah, I'm a fighter. But
Let's talk about how you deal with the drugs and bullying. Oh yeah, go ahead.
the bullying. I seen somebody get bullied, and of course I stood up for them because, like, looking at somebody getting bullied is like, you feel bad. You feel bad for them that nobody's sticking up for them. So, like, in my freshman year, guess this little boy don't eat at home, and they took his lunch, and I got mad. Like, I got super mad. Like it was me or something, because like, don't take nobody food if you know there's stuff going wrong at home. And they was like, they asked for his biscuit, And he said no, and they're gonna get up and take it. And I stood up and was like, don't take his biscuit, give it back to him. And they gave it back to him, because that's real rude. Like, don't take nobody food, they haven't ate at home, or they don't eat at home, and they having home problems. So yeah, I don't like bullies at all whatsoever.
Do you think there's a reason why they bully? Do you think it could be something going on home, or they're not receiving the care and the love that others may have in their home, like the love factor?
I feel like people bully because of, like, if you show somebody that you're weak, and they see it, like they see that you're weak, they're gonna be like, oh, I could punk with them and they're not gonna do nothing to me.
Right.
Like another weekend messing with another one. They see that you're weak, they're gonna mess with you. And like it could be because of your looks. If they know you're weak and your looks and you kind of bummy, they're gonna mess with you. They're gonna bully you just to bully you for fun. So that's how I feel like. That's why people bully. Or they've been bullied before and just wanna bully somebody else.
Right.
Bully another bully.
Okay.
Like basically, I don't really like to tell the story or whatever, because like I regret it, because like in kindergarten I used to be bullied and whatever, and in second grade I was a bully and whatever, but then I regret that and I apologized to the boy and whatever, and we became friends. So yeah.
What do you think? It was something going on with him? The reason why?
Well, other people, they used to. I feel like people used to bully him because of his weight, but I didn't really like to do that, because like I had problems with my weight, so I wouldn't really do that. I would just literally draw on his paper or whatever like that. Yeah, because like, yeah, that's not right, because I feel like I only did that because I was bullied, but just because you have been bullied or whatever doesn't mean you have to bully somebody else.
Okay. Thank you guys for that. I'm sorry, you guys. Thank you guys. Micaiah, I want to say thank you to Micaiah, Noel, Asia, and Nas for talking about bullying, talking about peer pressure, talking about violence, and how they're coping with it. They have experienced some of these things. What are some? Give me one encouragement word that you would tell a teenager that is your exact age, because we know we have some middle schoolers sitting here and some high schoolers, so we're going to start with Micaiah.
Stay away from the bad people. Don't go around people that's negative, and don't go around people that's trying to pick on other people. Just stay away. Just stay yourself away from drama or anything.
Like, how are we saying, like, one word?
What that's your age or even younger than you?
I would just say be successful in any way you can, because like don't 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 be like trying to be, because when you get in middle school, like you get distracted and stuff like that between all your friends and stuff like that. So I would say don't do that. Just focus on your work and whatever, because out here is a competition about who's going to be the smartest and stuff like that, and who's going to make a whole lot of money. So just basically, just focus on your work at an early start so that you can be the best of the best.
Thank you. That's good.
One word I want to say for high schoolers or rising high schoolers is be humble. Because in high school it's different than elementary and middle school. It's really different. Like you're gonna see people broke into basically cliques or groups. You just gotta find who you ain't gotta really fit in, because some people like me, some people will they would try to hang with you, get to know you or not, and that's cool and whatnot. But if their vibe is not there with you, or y'all don't click, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. But yeah, stay humble, because it's definitely different. It's a different experiment in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say 2 words. Can't choose one. But I just want to say is hold on and like everything happens for a reason. Like God put you in predicaments for a reason. It makes you stronger at the in the long road. I'm saying that right. I'm saying that right. What you say? In the long road.
Yeah.
The long road. It happens for a reason. He put you in stuff. So just hold on. Gonna get better. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for giving that encouraging word. And I have one more question. For you guys. I know you guys told me where you see yourself going to college and being all these things. I want to know is y'all is you all, well, let me just rephrase that. Is each of you young ladies planning right now? I know some of you all have started high school or already in high school. We got middle schoolers, this is Makai and Noel's last year in middle school. Is that correct? You're going to the 8th grade. So what are some things that you can put into motion? I know some of you guys say that you guys have hobbies. So how you're gonna plan ahead to keep these things at the forefront? What are some things you can do to keep these things at the forefront and not let them get away from you, Makaya?
Play sports, like play sports or get activities. So, you won't have to be in no drama or anything. Just keep yourself away from those things. I will play sports and everything.
And as far as college, how are you going to plan for college?
Well, if I play basketball in high school, if I'm really good, I can start playing and I can get a scholarship from that.
Would you start in junior school, even though this is in your last year in 8th grade?
I don't know yet.
If it's something that you want to do, wouldn't you do it?
Yes.
Okay. That's a Noel.
Wait, repeat that, please.
What are your planning? What are your goals and planning techniques that you would do in junior school to get to where you want to go? I know you said that you want to go to college and you want to be an activist. I may have missed something else. Just remind us what you said about the things you wanted to do and how you're going to plan to get there.
Oh, so I want to be an activist and a lawyer. So I plan on getting there by most definitely putting my work in my school first, and if I'm slacking or any of my grades, make sure I get that up quick, because if I want to get inside a dream college I want to get in, then I need to make sure my grades are up there.
Great.
I don't know why.
Make sure the light is not blinking. Okay.
Dang, I was gonna say. What Makai say, to keep myself, occupied and focused, is doing sports. Cause sports, you stay on it, like, cause your grades, cause if you have like any bad grades, in like the sports book, I don't know, but the sports book, if you have any bad grades or class that you're failing, yes, you will get kicked off the team like that. But yes, do sports to keep you occupied. I do sports to keep me occupied because I stay on task, especially like in high school, because in elementary school it's not about GPA. In high school it's about GPA. Like seriously, they really want to see your GPA. But yes, I don't think I'm an athlete, so I really don't see myself taking my sports up there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm not trying to take it to further, but it's something to keep my mind on. Something you want to do that will keep you on task. By keeping your grades up and getting good grades.
like you just said, I'm not trying to take my sports like to higher, like in like a WNBA, but just keep me on track. But like I said, I wanna be a make new technology. So by doing that, I could just like look around the world and see what we don't have, like in technology, like a hologram. To make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like you on a phone hologram. Yeah.
Everybody go see your business.
But yeah, I'm just for me to keep on track and just see, I could just absorb what we have in technology right now and what we need and how I can make it better. So yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. That was awesome. So we definitely got some great insight from all of the young ladies. And I just thank everyone for joining the panel. And thank you, Micaiah, Noel, Asia, and Nas for telling us your feelings about how you feel about society, how you felt about everything that was going on versus the balance, the pandemic. Thank you, ladies, for talking about your future, what you can do to make an impact in the world. And thank you all for joining in. Please share, and if you like this episode and live broadcast, please share with your teenagers. Like and subscribe. Um, Thank you all. I definitely will have you back again on the Women Committed podcast, because we want to make sure that we are listening and having an ear to hear what the teenagers are saying and what the youth is saying. We want to make sure that we are listening to we want to make sure that we're listening to their goals, their future. We want to make sure we're listening to their hurts. We want to make sure we're listening to their pain, and we want to make sure that we can give insight and give wisdom and give encouragement. And I just thank all of them tonight, because they all gave encouragement and wisdom to the middle schoolers. They gave encouragement to the high schoolers, because we have 2 middle schoolers here sitting on the panel and 2 high schoolers. So I'm glad that they gave some insight on how to cope and deal with society, how to cope and deal with education. And I'm thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for listening. Please join me June the 12th for the Proverbs 31 Woman series podcast. And I definitely will be letting you guys know ahead of time. I will have a guest on June the 12th, and I will let you guys know. So please like and subscribe to this podcast, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Again, my podcast is on Buzzsprouts as well as Podbean, Google Play, and soon to be on iTunes. And so please check the Women Committed to Life podcast out. Go to the website to know more about the podcast and about me and what I'm doing with everything that's going on, what I'm doing with the women and the young ladies on today. It is Women Committed, number 2, WomenCommittedToLife.com. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for giving hearts. Thank you so much for being a support to the teenagers, and continue to pray with me this week. Tomorrow is Friday, so we do have another week. We do have another day, Friday and Saturday, as a matter of fact, to continue to cover the youth and to continue to cover the teenagers. So I'm just going to let the young ladies close us out, say a positive word. I'm just going to give it to Micaiah.
Be safe and bye. Like what Kaya said, be safe during this pandemic, and what you call it?